Tyson Foods is caught dumping 87 billion tons of toxic waste into America's rivers and lakes. This article goes over how Tyson dumped so much toxic waste it was enough to fill 132,000 Olympic-sized pools with all of these chemicals that are linked to cancer, blood disorders, thyroid disease, and brain defects in children. So what they're dumping here is cyanide, nitrates, chlorine, phosphorus, and oil directly from these 41 plants into public waters across 17 different states. So the scary thing about this is that most meat processing plants don't even have to report figures. So this doesn't even encapsulate everything that's going on in our country, in our meat supply, and in our water supply, guys. So 15 states in this article suffer drinking water with a higher than permitted level of nitrates, which leads to blood disorders and brain defects in infants, and have been estimated to cause up to 300 cases of cancer a year just in one state. This is just in their Iowa plant alone. Half of the contaminants found in the study were dumped in the waters of the states of Iowa, Missouri, Illinois, and Nebraska, and 8,000 tons of Tyson's biggest plant in Dakota City, which is only 500 feet from our Missouri River. So get this. This is the punishment, if you will, from the EPA on this and their study. Tyson was fined $2 million by the Department of Justice after more than 100,000 fish were killed by a discharge of ammonia at their Clear Creek, Missouri plant, and it paid $3 million to settle a lawsuit over the death of 2,000 fish in Alabama's Black Warrior River. So Tyson employs about 125,000 people in the U.S., and the North American Meat Institute said thousands of jobs would be lost if the EPA enacts regulations and makes their, cost of doing business any higher to keep us as the American public actually safe from this type of horrible activity. And so we talked in another video about when companies screw up, how they respond really shows you who you can trust, because trust builds transparency. When a company comes out and says, we really messed something up, we really want to fix it, Costco did when some of their workers unionized, they stood up right away, said it's our fault, we should have listened to our employees, like Tylenol did in the Tylenol crisis a long time ago, where they said, we're going to put a whole bunch of new safety features in place. Tyson's response to this was to say, the EPA's new proposed guidelines will cost over $1 billion and eliminate hundreds of thousands of jobs in rural communities. Yeah, it should cost you a lot more, Tyson. You should go out of business for this, for poisoning our water supply, our fish, our meat, everything. You should be completely out of business for this. And the excuse that, well, some of this is inevitable or it's runoff or anything. For these companies that make billions of dollars every year in pure profit, they can take some of that money, actually make sure that chemicals are disposed of responsibly. There's whole companies that can do them for them. There are a ton of ways that they could employ even more people if they actually made sure that they were doing business the right way and not causing these kind of problems for consumers for years to come. If you look at all of the website or all of the lawsuits that have happened over the last couple of years with groundwater, whether it be PG&E with Blackwater, all this stuff, the groundwater being contaminated with chemicals causes generations of people to have cancer, all kinds of degenerative diseases, and we only get one planet. I'm not a tree hugger, guys. Like, I'm a pretty red-blooded meat eater, like sports, all this kind of stuff, but we can't poison our planet strictly for the purpose of profit. And then our own government does absolutely nothing, a laughable result to be able to try to fix this stuff. Where other countries do a far better job of, as soon as they see this kind of stuff, they either put these businesses out of business or they immediately step in with massive regulation to protect the consumers. But we don't have that here. And I'm super disappointed. I won't buy Tyson's products in the future. And this is a disgusting example of companies trying to justify their actions rather than protect their customers. And this is what destroys a brand. A brand is built when a company does good business, is transparent, and when they make mistakes, and every single one of us makes mistakes every single day, they step up, admit it, and do something to fix it. And this is not it. Let me know your thoughts.